up, guys? Frost here, and welcome back to another Ice Lab Studio podcast installation. This will be formerly known as the third episode. Last time we circled around here, we talked about a lot of recent news, and today we're gonna get a lot more juicy tidbits of conversation starters. But first off, let's reintroduce our stars. First on the roster, we have Todd, aka future game dev of Silver Moon, and CEO of Howl Studios. How are you doing today?
You know, the more you say that, the more I might fuck around and make it an actual thing.
Wait, it's not an actual thing.
No, not yet. Apparently, not yet. And you know, funny.
No. Ever since we met, this became real. I want you to know
Okay.
that.
All right. So yeah,
It's not a dream anymore.
okay. Thank you. I'm doing all right.
All right. Next on, we have Dusk.
Yeah, I'm doing great.
Cool. We were supposed to have a guest today, but, Sir D's busy. He is a very famous, well-known Destiny player, so unfortunately he couldn't make it. Trials just started, so he's trying to get his flawless. He's trying to carry a bunch of people, so sadly, unfortunately, he can't make it today. And it's just the three of us because the other people are responsible, and who cares about them anyway? They have horrible mics. All right, now let's begin. Let's get to the real juicy stuff. First on the list, and the biggest news that matters the most to me, Sony's new lineup of games for PS5, the big evolution of its insane technology, the showcase of the new console we all might be fighting for. As of May 22nd, 11 games have been confirmed for the future monster, 7 are unconfirmed but expected, and those games, and the confirmed games are Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Dirt 5, we hate it, Destiny 2, we hate it, Fortnite, we hate it, Godfall, we don't even know what it's about, Lord of the Ring, Gollum, Outrider, Quantum Error, Scarlet Nexus, Vampire Masquerade, and Watch Dogs Legion. Unconfirmed but expected games are Rainbow Six Siege, Rainbow Six Quarantine, Warframe, Elder Scrolls 5, Battlefield 6, Cyberpunk 2077, Modern Warfare with Warzone included, and last but not least, Call of Duty Cold War. I'm sure that as we approach the slated holiday release window, Sony will drop way more titles, especially loads more exclusive games that you can only play and experience on their new monster machine. Not that it's all gaming related stuff, but what I really want to get knee deep into is the specs talk, because that's the stuff that gets me, it gets me warm and excited. As of recent articles, information about the technology that Sony's using, the tidbits of it anyway, are definitely known. Mostly the sound technology and how much advanced it is. Was that English? I'm not sure. And how advanced it really is compared to recent technologies of 21st century. Apparently, that sound tech is going to make Minecraft cave diving in equal to footing to the soundtrack in Outlast. So that's interesting. Full immersion. How do we feel about that?
Well, honestly, as much as I would love to continue this conversation, can we backtrack for a moment?
Yes, sir.
All right, so just in case if there's any Lord of the Ring fans or Dead Space fans, a little more background on Lord of the Rings Gollum. It takes place before Lord of the Rings series, and it takes place once Gollum gets the first ring. So the gameplay and all that is going to be based on that, I guess, like time gap. And apparently it's going to be action adventure. So I'm really excited for how they're going to play that out, because, if you don't know, Gollum is, you don't really see him like doing any type of like fighting. Like you do, but it's mostly like, sneaky type stuff. So maybe it might be a stealth game type sort of thing. So who knows how that's going to work out. And it
might be Shadow of War meets Thief.
Yeah, basically that's what I'm thinking of. And when it comes to Dead Space fans, so the thing about that is there's this new game that's being made called Quantum Error. And basically, from the way that the developers were talking about it stuff, they're basically saying it's Doom meeting Dead Space. And I'm actually, and I was looking at the
that's hot.
Yeah, right?
What?
I was looking at the gameplay, and it's scary. Like it's really scary.
Yo, co-op.
Another thing, because I was looking at the comments of the gameplay as well, like the gameplay trailer, and one of the commenters was like, "Yo, I hope this is co-op," and the developer liked the comment, So who knows?
No
Who knows?
way. Wait. Are we about to like live stream a horror game? Yo, after Dying Light is over, after Dying Light series stream is over, bro, Quantum Era might be the next game you guys see on the channel, bro. I'm not a fan of horror games because I get scared by everything. Like, legitimately, a fucking book drops behind me, I'm gonna toss my table over. But like, sometimes, man, you know, when I'm like, you know, everybody wants to see me get scared, so might as well as do it. I did it for Outlast. It didn't work out. Only lasted like 34 minutes until I deleted it.
Yeah.
Straight up in the recording, I deleted it. But, you know, sometimes I gotta give what the people want. I gotta give the people what the people
Exactly.
want.
Now
Mhm.
here's
So
the
that's
best
pretty
part
exciting.
about it. Remember how you was just talking about how they're trying to be more immersive? Like for example, like Minecraft.
Oh yeah, they're
Like
pulling out all the stops, bro. They're pulling out all the stops. I know that,
right.
dude. The moment people heard about the Sony technology, the game devs were fucking shaking in their pants, bro, because they were so excited. Everybody was getting sweat.
Exactly. Because here's the thing. Remember that game Alien Isolation? Yeah.
Oh yeah, oh
Awesome
yeah.
game.
Right. You know how like it's really sound sensitive, like it makes you feel like you're really there.
Mm-hmm. Like
That's what they're
lockers
gonna
and
do.
stuff.
Yeah, that's what they're gonna do with Quantum Error. Like if you watch the gameplay trailer and you hear the sounds, they really creep you out. Like it doesn't feel like you're watching a trailer. It makes you feel like you're there. So it's very fascinating on how they're making this game. So I'm a little bit hyped for it.
Dude,
Uh,
I'm just gonna put it out there,
yeah.
bro. The generation of games is over. We're going on to full immersion now. Once the Unreal Engine 5 drops, once once the PS5 console drops with all the sweet tech, the next games leading on to the future, bro. Oh my god, they're gonna be terrifyingly good, dude.
Facts, bro. I'm excited.
The crisp quality, like the new game standard is never gonna be 1080p anymore. It's always gonna be 2K or 4K. Every game is gonna drop in 2K or 4K. Everybody who has a monitor right now is gonna have to toss their old monitors and get a new one because these monsters are about to take space and they're gonna make their way and they're gonna take their place as king. My God, it's gonna be insane seeing how games are gonna change. Like indie games are gonna be like freaking base standard games for casuals now. Like a freaking new Uncharted drops, and people who play it are like, they're gonna be like, "What the frick, dude? I never had a Fear of Heights before, but this is insane. I don't think I would."
Exactly.
And just to say something, like it's always been awesome when horror games really focus on the sound aspect, and for PS5 to really like corner the market on sound and immersion or whatever the new systems are coming out with is going to be a really cool experience for any new gamers and stuff for like who didn't play games before.
Exactly.
And what's so funny too is that Xboxes are like, "Oh hey, you know, we have a really strong console. We have really good processing," and Sony's like, "Yeah, we get that too, but you know what we have? We have full immersion, bitch."
Exactly. So soon.
Like from the controller alone, like just thinking about how the controller is going to be able to detect the kind of like circumstance you're in. Like if you're pulling on a bow and then the trigger is like, "Oh sorry, but you can't go that far. It's a bow, bro. You need a lot of strength." Like full workout for your fingers. I'm not even joking. You're fucking mining gravel and you're feeling like, if you feeling like a monster, and then you start whacking obsidian and you're here trying your hardest to make the trigger pull back. Like, what the frick?
Right.
And then you go to like the rumble system that they said they were gonna do. So like depending on the texture you're walking on, the rumble is gonna be adjacent to that texture. So if you're walking on a wet road, you're gonna feel it. If you're walking on a dirt road, you're gonna feel it. And for all those people who love playing car games out there, oh, you're gonna feel that every day. It's gonna be insane. And now we're talking about sound. Oh my god, dude! Like, for all people like me with a faint of heart, I suggest you take the next step very carefully, depending on the game you start to play, because if your heart can't handle it, I'm sorry. That was like, oh man, dude, I just cannot wait for this June 4th, everybody. Mark your calendars, bro. June 4th, we're gonna see it for the first time. It's gonna be insane. This is gonna be like world news. I'm just glad I'm on it before everybody else is. Nerds. Now, I mentioned lately about the confirmed title for the next big installation of Call of Duty of the next Call of Duty franchise, Call of Duty Cold War. That's what it's going to be called. Naturally, teasers and big reveals don't drop until summer or fall, but with the world,
Do over.
That's what happens when you wake up. Right? No, I'm not cutting that out. It's hilarious. That's what happens when you wake up mad early in the morning, and the first thing you look at is the freaking words. But with the world the way it is, the schedule might be changed, and who knows? We might get a beta sooner than we expect. Little is known about the game, about the big bad, and the interface of the game outside leaks and speculations. We're returning to Vietnam, boots on the ground again. Please, can I just have Advanced Warfare back? Can you remaster that? Is it not time?
Nah. Because remember, like, when Advanced Warfare was first out, people did not like it, like, at all.
Oh, people loved it. What the freaking mean, bro? The videos
like,
were like everywhere.
When it first, like,
oh, when the trailer, and then all that stuff dropped. Yeah, because it was the first of its kind, so people were like, ew, ew, and then they played it, and everybody fucking loved it, man.
And then that's when Black Ops 3 was made, and people were like, okay, like, we like it, but, you know, you can a little bit lessen up on it. And then they released Infinity Warfare, and everybody was like, yeah, this is fucking over. Like, a lot of people want boots to the ground back. So
all the things got to get cycled, man. Like, it hasn't been time. Like, is it not time up for boots on the ground already? Like, how many boots on the ground games we've had? We've had World War II, Black Ops 4, Warfare. You know, I feel like it's time for me to be able to get my jetpack back. You know, especially with the sad news that Titanfall 3 is not coming back. I won't get my satisfaction of being able to go being an exo boy. I want to be an exo boy. I just want to exo my way out of the situation.
Wow.
And then,
Wow. Yes. Let's please.
Boots on the ground and a lot of relations to the older Call of Duties. So I'll keep you guys posted, and when we find out more, I'll probably just retweet it on my fucking Twitter. So I'll definitely put my socials and everybody else's socials down in the description of the video, like the last episode and the episode before that. All the stuff was in the description. If you guys want to check us out, hit us up on our socials, follow us, or
imagine you somehow find my old account.
Dude, word, I'll put it up there too. All right. Ghost of Tsushima. That is something really interesting. Apparent articles have been popping up around a lot lately. Most of them are just generally about the mechanics of the game, value system based on the developer's ideology, and it's understandable. After the gameplay showcase, it's not surprising that people really want more. The game has been giving a slated summer release date on 1 month after Last of Us 2 drops, June 18th. Ghost hits July 16th. I think it was 15 actually. Make sure you grab a copy if you're as excited as I am to dive into the world of samurais. So Ghost of Tsushima talk.
All right.
This one's a big one. Can I just get a new game?
Listen, man, I'm honestly dead ass excited for it because every time when they make, we had this conversation earlier. Every time when they make a samurai game, there's always like some type of yokai in it. Like, you're never fighting other samurais, or it's like, or you are, but it's like a Dark Souls format, you know? Like, that shit's a little bit annoying, you know what I mean? Like, it gets aggy.
Word.
So it's cool that they're doing a whole, like, fresh air start,
where you're fighting
you know
actual people, bro. Like, yeah, dude. I'm freaking like, dude, fighting warlords and shogunates, dude. Like Gintama all over again.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real.
Have you also heard about like how they're like, you do not have to kill animals?
Yeah.
I know, like I find it like personally hilarious because they know that there's just some people out there that would just kill stuff, like just kill animals for no reason.
They just love the violence, slaughter everything for no reason.
Exactly.
Yep,
so they're real. So the devs like have been really trying to point out, like, listen, the animals actually help you. You don't have to kill them, and you don't have to worry about your horse
you
dying
can use a
either.
deer to distract the enemies.
Exactly.
All I'm saying, that combat system they showcased in that video, dude. Oh my gosh, dude. The fucking parry system, the sword play, and then the fact that enemies actually die when they get stabbed and don't just like stand there and be like, "Oh, you stabbed me. Sorry, but my health bar's not down."
Right. Because the thing is, though, have you also saw how like there's a big difference between night and day? Like he like a transformation.
Dude, it's freaking dark, bro. It's so different. I'm like, what the frick?
That is so.
Especially since they didn't have fucking lampposts back then yet. They haven't discovered the beautiful wonders of electricity and electrocution. Oof. You know?
Yeah, for real.
It's like we're fighting a whole different world out here, man.
In this day and age.
But I wonder how big the game's gonna be. Because if it's completely story driven, I wonder how big the game's gonna be. Because from what I saw from the trailers before that, like before PS5 got announced or anything like that, they didn't have trailers before, and it was mostly like story driven. So I'm guessing, if anything, it might be like a good 16, 24-hour game if it's all story and no outside exploration. Because I don't see how outside exploration really helped the game out anyway.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's like immerse yourself through the story and then feel the way of the samurai.
It's probably like
Since they don't.
It's probably like a linear exploration type game, like God of War, because you know how like it was like.
But Bob's was large though. Bob's was like a linear open world. It was like
Yeah, but it was still linear though, overall. So I feel like Ghost might do the same thing, because like when you like, because remember, there's no fast travel. You know what I mean? So like you're gonna be walking around or all on your horse. You know what I mean? So I'm guessing the map is big enough. You know, like it doesn't have to be big, but it's big enough where it's like, yeah, you can go do something else instead of just doing the main story. You know what I mean?
All I'm saying is the moment I see a collectible, this game is gonna go from 16 hours to 50. So
That's fair enough.
if I do a walkthrough gameplay of it, guys, you're probably not gonna get a video until I finish collecting everything. If I do a live stream, it's gonna be just me collecting everything. If I talk about it, it's probably just me about how many things I collected. Anyway, we got a big list of honorable mentions this week, so I hope everybody's ready to digest loads of new information that they may or may not already know. But until we get to that topic, let's talk about our next topic. The Joe Rogan podcast is becoming a Spotify exclusive, and may be all news at this point, but as someone who hears this man's name gets said more times than I stare at my computer screen, it's insane to think that he'd take this kind of turn, especially with the current world situation. All thoughts and opinions are welcome for this topic, since I don't know much about what is going on or how.
Well, honestly, that's a big upgrade. I'm happy for him.
Because
Like
he's for publicity.
like honestly, from what I've read and stuff, he started this. Like what we're doing right now, like this whole podcast, like he started this, or like pushed the community on YouTube.
Yeah, he's one of the big legends. Yeah, one of the big legends, like freaking HGA3 and the other people.
Exactly. So here's the thing, though. So since he's like going to Spotify now, right? And Spotify is a big platform too. So if this turns out well, like it goes like, yeah, well, more people are gonna start going to Spotify. Is that a thing? I don't know.
It's kind of easier accessible too, like Spotify, to get it out, and then people to listen to it too. To be honest,
Exactly.
it's gonna be great for publicity.
So,
but my concern is that if it's like Spotify Prime or something, like you gotta have a subscription in order to listen to him, that's gonna be a bit of. Oh wow, then that's definitely a big step up for him. Congratulations to that man. Like I hear his name so many times, I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? And why is he said more? It's like, come on, man. Like I'm about to change my name to Joe Rogan at this point. All right, next on our list, Call of Duty Warfare just keeps getting bigger. That is not a surprise. Happy birthday and belated birthdays to all you May babies out there, especially you, Ninja. Oh, Genja Ninja. Happy birthday. I'm sorry I missed it. Fall Winter got fixed, and it still makes me sad. And Amazon, yes, that Amazon that sells and delivers packages, has a new hero shooter game coming out. It's already out, actually, on Steam. It's called Crucible. I have yet to try it out, but it is downloaded on my computer. I'm deciding on whether I should make a video or a live stream it. That would be like the first ever PC live stream that I've ever done. So it might go well or it might not go well. No, that's God only knows. So guys, Crucible. Not
game.
Destiny Crucible. Amazon Crucible.
Wait, Dusk is saying something.
Oh, are we
He's
talking about
mumbling.
Crucible?
No, we're talking about Amazon Crucible.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't know anything. He doesn't know anything.
That was beautiful. That was,
10 out of 10. Hold on.
That was absolutely beautiful.
Applaud. I'm applauding, guys.
But no, seriously though, it looks interesting. Like I don't know too much from it. Like from the trailer, it looked like like an Overwatch thing, right? Is it another Overwatch thing?
Yeah, hero shooter. Yeah, it's
Ah,
Overwatch. Well, it's not Overwatch. It's more like what's the other one? The one you mentioned before. The one that Overwatch stole from. Team Fortress 2.
Okay. Yeah, I see.
Yeah, it follows that genre type, so
All
yeah,
right.
it's similar. All I'm saying is when I saw Mr. Fruit live stream it, because you got like a 3-day code to play it early, uh I felt mad nostalgia, bro. Like it reminded me of so many failed hero shooter games, and I was just like, damn, I might actually play it for just the nostalgia effect. Because it reminded me of that one game that dropped on Xbox that was just like Overwatch, but it died so
Oh,
fast because Overwatch just stomped on it.
uh,
I actually have it on Steam too, and that's the funny thing.
oh God,
What the frick was the name? What is it called? I have it on Steam. Hold on, let me open it
I
real
know what
quick.
you're
It's
talking
gonna make
about.
mad noise.
There was there hype? I think there was hype. Like,
There was
yeah,
mad
'cause
hype
they
for
was
it,
calling
bro.
it
I played
Overwatch.
it and everybody loved it, man. And then Overwatch came out and killed it, and I was like, really? This game killed this game? Oh man, I'm so sad. I miss it so much. It was such a good game. And then Gigantic too. That one died so fast. Didn't even make it to the surface.
I never even heard of
And
it.
I was like,
I never even
exactly.
heard of
That's
it.
exactly the point. There were so many hero shooters. Like it's insane. Paladins is legitimately the only thing that stayed alive this long. It's called Battleborn. There we go. That was
Oh,
so much fun.
Oh,
It's
that
it's so
was
funny too
hot.
because Mr. Fruit had like he had a stream where he went back to play it, and I bought it so I could join him in the game. It was so fun when everybody got on it. I was like, this is what I should have. This is what I should have been like.
Yeah.
Everybody playing the game, just vibing, chilling, man.
Cause you know
such a
what it
good
was
game.
about though? Like Battleborn was like a mixture of what's that God game that's on the PlayStation?
Smite.
Smite, right. It was a mixture of Smite
Smite.
and Overwatch. And the characters and the intro animation, like, and it was actual
so
story,
good,
like
dude.
that shit was
The
fire.
soundtrack, dude, was sick. The soundtrack was fire.
Exactly.
Oh my
But
God.
somehow Overwatch beat
Really,
it
Overwatch.
on launch.
It doesn't even Overwatch doesn't even have a story. I'm like, what the frick? This game doesn't even have a fucking story. What? All the lore is behind cinematics. Like, calm the fuck on. Maybe it was just because the company
I
that
can't
made
lie
it.
though. I
don't
can't
know,
even
man.
lie though. Those animations are actually pretty fire.
The cinematics are sick because they have money to spend
That's
on
also fair.
it. Battleborn didn't have money like that. That's why the game died. If they had money like that, they'd probably because most of the animations in Battleborn were made by the studio people who were making the game because they had character concepts already built. So they were like, okay, let's give the game a little bit of spunk and add like our own animations and stuff. And that's why it was so stylized and different. But the soundtrack was what really boosted it, and the character designs were interesting too, and the abilities were cool. The ability system to choose between two different splits of DNA,
Yeah.
so you can either be an offensive player who has like the camo, like Soldier 76, like the soldier character, or you can have like an offensive DNA where you're like all about grenades and explosions and stuff. Like that was so cool, and the characters were super cool and diverse. Like I forgot what his name was, like Masquerade or something. Mystique, the robot guy who had like the sniper cane,
yeah.
a fucking sniper cane. That was so sick, man. You get to beat people with it. You get to use it as an AR. You get to use it as a sniper. And then they had different characters. Like they even try to keep the game alive for as long as possible. They added like new characters, new maps and stuff. And the modes were so diverse. Like you didn't only have like one mode. You had like 3, 4, 5 different modes.
Right.
Or as Overwatch only has like 3. No, it's 2 actually.
It is just two.
Oh my god. And then competitive is disgusting. Plus the best part about Battleborn was that you could team play, but you could also be a solo player.
Right.
Like Overwatch expects you to always just play with your team. What if I just want to veg and just be alone? I just want to be alone. Frick? Can I just be a solo Junkrat and wipe an entire squad? No, I can't do that. Because they probably got a Mercy. They probably got a fucking Ana. They're going to heal each other regardless of how much damage I do. And that's so annoying.
Yeah.
All right, this one is a little PSA for phone artists out there. The Photoshop app now allows for pencil brush variations and the use of curvatures. Little PSA.
Oh,
I like how we didn't talk about Crucible at all.
yeah, because like I'm like Honestly, I did not.
I haven't seen enough of it. I saw like 5 seconds of it. I don't know. All I saw was 5 seconds, and I just got a nostalgia of every freaking hero shooter that ever came out.
All right, because I was
in
about
my
to say like
gaming
I could
career
keep on
lifetime.
going with the lineups because I did like research on the lineups that you mentioned earlier. But when you said Crucible, I was like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah?
oh fuck.
Lineups. Go.
Yeah, because remember how I was just talking about Outrider and how like it's generic, like that's a generic look. And you know what's funny? That all right, listen, all right. See, you got me started. The thing about that game is,
Yes.
I saw
feel
that.
proud.
Remember? Do you know Game Informers? Everyone knows what Game Informers are, right?
Oh,
You
bro,
know,
I
the
had a whole
magazine.
subscription to them. I had the whole magazine
Yeah.
subscription to them. Every month, I would get a new. I would get so hyped about it.
All right,
Yeah,
so
I know.
I'll tell you-
That's actually where I get my list of yearly games that come out, just to know, so I can get prepared for my list of videos to upload.
Right, but let me tell you something. It had to be at least 1 to 2 years ago that Outriders was like meant. Because do you remember Mass Effect Andromeda?
Yes, sir.
That
Trash.
Awesome game.
trash of a fucking game. Yeah. A couple months after that, Outriders was born, and people did not fucking like it.
Word.
And the fact that they're still confirmed and they're still trying to work on it, it's really sad. Because if you watch the gameplay and the interviewer looks so bored. I kid you not. It made me feel so uncomfortable watching the stream. Like it's so bad. Like I don't know how they're gonna be able to save it because it's just a basic. The world is ending. You guys are the last humans. You gotta fight these creatures that's trying to take over the world. You can every character has like some type of unique, not really, but unique ability that that they can do and stuff. It's like it's not it's lackluster.
You mean
not like-
Revenant from the Ashes?
Hmm?
You mean Revenant from the Ashes?
No. Revenant of the Ashes actually was good. I'm talking about Outrider. And that
Yeah.
and
Isn't Outriders that game where you get like abilities and stuff? Like people are calling it all the next big Destiny. And I was like,
yes.
Okay, sure.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
Thank
that
you.
one. I actually wanted to try that out, but
Right, but if you
then I saw
if you
gameplay and I
look-
felt depressed.
Did you look at the gameplay?
Yeah, I saw a gameplay of it, and I was like, it looks like it's an interesting idea, but like Anthem, that was also an interesting idea, but it was just executed badly.
Exactly.
And that's the problem. Like, you can have a super cool concept, but it all matters. The only place where it matters is execution. No matter how good the concept is, no matter how great the concept art looks like, Destiny 2 still sucks. So, execution matters the most.
It really does. But yeah, so that's Outriders. God what is it called? Godfield?
Godfall.
Godfall.
Oh, yeah.
My bad. That looks
right.
interesting, but again, like we said earlier, we don't have
No gameplay,
Yeah,
nothing.
there's
We got nothing on
there's no
that
information
shit,
on
man.
that, like at all.
But a lot of people, there's a lot of talk that it's a combination of like, have you seen Lords of the Fallen?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that meets Dark Souls meets God of War.
I'm not gonna touch that shit. all
meets
that.
Anthem. Meets Anthem.
I'm not gonna touch it because
No, it's Sony's way. It's Sony's way of like, oh, Anthem sucked. Here, this is how you should have done it.
yes,
So I'm actually pretty interesting about it. I'm actually pretty interested because it's made by Sony. So Sony knows what gamers want. They can take all the great parts about Anthem, mix it with all the other games. So I don't know. It might actually end up being really good.
you know what's one game? This is completely off topic and off the script, but fair. Do you guys know anything about a game called Scalebound?
No.
Oh my gosh! Don't talk about that. We don't talk about that here, right? It's a wound on a lot of people's hearts, man. We don't talk about that.
Yo,
I'm joking. Continue.
listen, that even like I knew it was Xbox, and I was gonna beg my friends to get it so I could play it because that was so cool. It was like how to
Word,
how
bro. I
to
was
train
gonna
your
bring my
dragon,
Xbox here
but
for
on
you, bro.
steroids. Like seriously,
Dude, it was freaking Final Fantasy, bro. It was just Final Fantasy. That's all it was. It was Final Fantasy with dragons. The combat was so similar to Final Fantasy.
true.
Like the reward system, the loophole, the character build, and everything was so
Nah, I feel
similar to
like the
Final
character,
Fantasy.
like the main character, was like, what would you call it? Like a copycat of
Typical anime guy.
Devil May Cry
Typical
Dante.
anime guy. Oh yeah, definitely.
Especially with the whole like right arm situation. No, I'm not talking about Dante. What was Vero? Was his name Vero? No.
No, Vera's the emo kid.
Right.
You mean the guy with the one with the red coat with the white hair who has like guns and swords
That's
on?
Dante. I'm talking about the one,
The young one.
the young one with the white hair, blue jacket.
Yeah, we're gonna call him the young one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call him Damien because he looks
From
like.
Devil May Cry.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That was beautiful. Thank you, Dust. But yeah, so I don't know. I really wish Sony would have picked it up. But did you hear that Nintendo Switch is the one that picked it up?
Did they really?
Yeah.
They're bringing it back.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, I might actually get a Switch.
Right?
I mean, I got no place for it, but I might actually get one. I only got one monitor. All right, I'm buying 3 monitors. One is gonna be dedicated to the Switch boys. All right, boys, we're gonna get Switch videos on the channel now. I wanted diversity. This is how I'm gonna get it.
Diversity at its best, at its true form. All right, that was just me being off topic. You can go back to the main topic. Where do we leave off?
Talking about the mixture there's something with Anthem and how Sony picked it up.
True. Anthem is such a good game, though. It
was just like such a bad push into the gaming community. Like not really many people liked it, so kind of got stomped on.
And the hype was too big because remember people kept saying it was the Destiny killer.
Yeah.
But the hype was deserved, though. It's just the execution was horrible.
It was a really good game.
Because we went back and played it. We went back and played it. I don't know if I live streamed it, though, because you started lagging like crazy.
Yeah. And then we deleted it right after. Right after. And Division 2. That did not last long.
That's just because we played so much of it. We got burnt out so quickly.
That's fair.
Not to mention, like, we completely max grinded in like 2 days. So that was probably a bad idea.
Fact.
Most people give it like a week or something. Nah, I was like, you see this? This is me level 1. You see this? Now I'm level 502.
And then my dumbass was like, see, now you triggered me. Now I gotta do the same.
Yeah. Cause like, let's say if Sony picked up Anthem, right? And they were like, okay, we're gonna fix this game. They would fix it and it would be better because Sony knows better.
Right.
I'm not getting on my knees and sucking anybody off at Sony, you know. I just saying, like, they have evidence to prove that they know what they're doing.
Because
they made mistakes, but they fix it.
Exactly. And plus, think about all the exclusives that they have. And most of the time, like 99%, they're always successful. When was the last time?
And plus, they know who to buy. And they know who to buy. Because there's a talk about that. Sony doesn't make their own games. They get exclusive from brands that they buy. But it's like, yes, that's how they know what they're doing, because they're buying the good brands that know how to make good games. They're making good contracts with good players. Like Infamous Second Son, like off the bat, that was such a fucking good starter game for the PS4 console. Right. And then, I mean, Xbox tried to challenge that with Sunset Overdrive, but that died so fast, so we don't talk about that anymore. It was actually fun to play, but it just didn't have that spunk that Infamous Second Son had. Like, it didn't last long in the water. It floated for a second, and then it dropped.
Plus, remember, Infamous Second Son did come from a good lineage, too.
Exactly. Like, Sony knows how to make good decisions. So if they partnered up with the people who made Anthem and they were like, okay, we're gonna help you out, we're gonna bring your game back, but you gotta make it an exclusive, it would probably end up being really good. Like, it won't be like the best thing, and it won't be Destiny, because Destiny is such a rooted game.
Right.
But it would probably challenge it for like a good while, and it'd probably stay afloat a little longer until we got a content drop like usual.
Fair.
And continue what you were gonna say.
No, I was gonna say, because like, when was the last time Xbox had an exclusive that was good. Because every time when I talk, like now that I think about it, every time when I talk to my friends about
Before
Xbox,
2013.
they always talk about Halo or they talk about Gears of War.
Legit. That's all they talk about.
That's it.
That's all anybody ever says, dude. That's legitimately all Xbox is known for is Halo. Yo, remember the Halo game? Yeah. Oh, remember when you can play it on PC, so it's not an exclusive anymore? Oh yeah, you're right.
Really?
Yeah, the freaking new one's coming out for PC. You might as well just get it on that. Why buy a freaking toaster?
Huh.
Oh, sorry. Excuse me. A mini fridge.
I did not think of that. And plus, nobody can really use like now that I know more stuff, no one can really talk about graphics because no matter what PC won during before, like I'm talking about before PlayStation 5, PC always won with graphics card. But now that I think about it, the best way that a PlayStation user can argue against an Xbox user in terms of like which is better is just talk about the content. Like that's
No,
really
it always loses. It always loses regardless. So, because I remember having a whole spout about it back in high school, man. We had tables divided by console, so I would sit anywhere because I was poor and still poor, and I would sit anywhere. But I was because when I first got the Xbox, I sat on the Xbox table. But as the arguments kept going, and because I used to do a lot of research, like I used to do a lot of development research back like before I got my first console. Like when I first moved here, I was all about news and information. Like I would soak up all the information. So whenever I had an argument, I could make a really good argument about why Xbox was somewhat better, and it was all about interface. But then when you realize a PC gets into the mix, it's like, well, you don't really win there now, do you? And I actually even wanted a PS4 when I first started anyway, but I got a Wii U instead, and then I got an Xbox because it was the cheapest one to buy, and then I got a PS4 after that. So I was like, oh, look at that.
look at that development.
So I got to see like both all the sides because I got all the consoles, and then I got a PC, so I got to see that side too. So in terms of where Xbox is, it's not in a good place. Like it has games that are good, but they're good for people who are supremely casual. Like those people who work from like 9 to 5, they got family to take care of, and they just want to like chill and relax. Like that's probably why the player base for Xbox is so mellow, is because it's probably like a lot of adults.
Wait, pause. I have to actually interrupt you. Did you say that Xbox players are mellow?
Yes, sir. Mellow in terms of competitiveness.
Competitiveness?
My brother wins Apex matches, so I'm pretty sure they're mellow.
Bro.
Facts. No, like Xbox players are really bad. I'm sorry, like no bias opinion here, but
And I had a conversation with my brother about this too. He didn't believe it until I gave him examples.
Give me examples, because Xbox users are. Because here's how I used to describe it: Xbox is for competitive people, and PlayStation is for actual good content people, like who wants to like enjoy a story.
But it's because
the
of
game.
the fact that they get good content. But it's because of the fact that they get good content that they're so competitive. Like if you do I can't say the word, analytical research, right, of which console uses the most amount of cheese weapons in Destiny, PS4 wins by majority.
So you say because of those results, PlayStation.
And then just like because I played a lot of Titanfall. I played a lot of competitive games on Xbox. I played a lot of competitive games on PS4. But I was able to win more matches on Xbox than I was on PS4. Like if you play Fortnite on Xbox, and if you play Fortnite on PS4, and we're not going to talk about PC because it's hacker central anyway. Like it's insane. It's insane. It's like night and day.
But would you agree that Xbox players are more immediate to do a rage situation? Like are more angry, more to call you out.
Most definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, because they talk smack, but they can't back it up.
Oh, okay.
They're toxic in a verbal tense, but player-wise, they're pretty freaking mellow. So.
Oh, okay. All right.
Like I used to get on freaking random party chats, or when I used to go in game, like there was a bunch of black people smoking blunts and listening to freaking reggae music in there.
Yeah.
And now you get on fucking PS4 chats with randos, and it's a bunch of like, it's a variety of culture, that's for sure, and it's a bunch of music and a lot of cursing, and then a lot of raging, and then a lot of tryhardiness.
All right, that's fair.
Yeah, like Xbox is pretty. It's for mellow dads, bro, who just want to vibe. It's a pretty vibe place.
All right, then. What's next? All
right. Now, this is for honorable mentions. It's going to be a big one, so I hope you guys are ready. I am ready to absolutely read my paragraph of words.
All right.
This week on Ice Labs, Marvel won a Webby insane, Sailor Moon and Avatar resurgence after redraw trend. Can we talk about that for a second? Like, before I continue, what the frick is up with that? My Twitter is spammed with redraw Sailor Moon memes. My freaking Instagram is spammed with that because I follow a bunch of arty people because I'm an arty person. But like, when all I see are a bunch of different styles of Sailor Moon, I gotta know why. You know, I kind of want to understand this so I don't feel left out, but at the same time understand it so I don't hate it.
The best thing to do in that case, because I know exactly what you're talking about, because I've been seeing it a lot lately. Just ask them. Just ask them.
I did, but nobody wants to give me a valid response. They're just like, oh, I'm doing it because everybody else doing it. I'm like, oh, that's interesting.
Oh.
And Avatar, dude, it fucking came back out of nowhere. Like, damn, dude.
And it's been first.
The last Airbender.
Yes.
Yo.
And the cool thing about that, and I'm glad I found this out today, it's been the top TV series in the world on Netflix since May 19th.
Dude, it's such a popular Western anime. Like, it's insane.
Really crazy on how like popular that is, because a lot of people grew up with it, you know what I mean? So it's like,
exactly. And then it comes back, and then this generation sees it, and this generation's like, oh my gosh, it was so good. People had this stuff. I'm like, oh my gosh. And I'm like, yeah,
it's
but
like,
I don't want to hear about it.
Shut before up. You would have known.
Honestly,
exactly, you would have known.
Honestly though, if you're a type of person who doesn't like rewatching stuff like I am, I was rewatching the first episode of Airbender, and I just continued. Like, I couldn't stop. Like, and it wasn't even because of nostalgia, but it was like, it's good.
It was such good. It was so. And this is like an example of great storytelling.
Like the show.
And for all those people, I don't care if this starts a war. All those people out there who are like, "Oh, Cowboy Bebop is a masterpiece." Yeah. Have you seen Avatar?
Absolutely. Remember that?
That actually has storytelling.
You remember that Jet character?
All right.
Like, in terms of physiology, Cowboy Bebop gets it. Like, it's deep. It has a lot of really hidden meanings. But you gotta cut it down into pieces when you watch an episode, man.
Wait, pause. Let's pause on that. The reason why I feel like that's not I don't really want to compare such shows, because I feel like, yes, there's lessons in Avatar and stuff like that, but I feel like people our age, ignore Dusk, people our age, right, would appreciate, it's a joke, relax, would appreciate Cowboy Bebop a lot. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like they're both, I know it's impossible to say it, but I feel like depending on the age group, like the people who just, been through shit, and I'm not saying that people
people who grew up with it.
Yeah, like I feel like they're really gonna connect with Cowboy Bebop. So I would say that they're like they're both at this, like, at the top. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the thing I don't like is when people shove it down my throat and call it a masterpiece, because it is not. It is not a masterpiece. It's good.
Why don't you think it's a masterpiece?
But it's not the best thing in the universe. Because I watched it 3 times to understand why it's a masterpiece. And I gotta say, I had more fun watching Space Dandy.
That's disrespectful.
It is disrespectful.
I don't know about that. I don't know.
Like, Samurai Champloo is good, That's good. Cowboy Bebop is good. Would I call it a masterpiece? No. Would I call anything a masterpiece? Everything's a masterpiece. But don't shove it down my throat. All right, I got that off my chest. I feel so much lighter now. I can't wait to see the fire I started. I can't wait to see the world burn.
I just really want to
You just want to choke the lights out of me.
Yeah. like as soon as his hands are like, listen here, you son of a bitch. I can't believe you. Like, he's got a whole
Gurren Lagann is good too. All right, Mafia 1 and 2 are getting the ultimate high definition remaster. Silence of the Lambs sequel, greenlit after 20 years, don't know why. Sony teases Last of Us 2 PS4 Pro. Xbox Series S can now support the Unreal Engine 5 demo. It can now do that. It can now. Not before, but now. The demo that they showed for the PS5 exclusively. With Bloodborne exclusivity contract finally over, it might be coming to PC. We don't know when. Red Dead 10-year anniversary, loads of goodie for us, like a fire horse. You know, the horse that, what was it? Ghost Rider rode on? Yeah, we get that. The voice actor for Zavala hit up Twitter a while back and posted a video of him in his closet getting ready to do voice lines for the next big Destiny storyline. What does this mean what does this mean in terms of game lore? Finally joining it, being part of the world? Well, God only knows. We have yet to know that. Creators of Saints Row and Broomstar, I don't know if I said it properly, have 69 games announced in development. That's a lot of games. If you thought that Nintendo was done with its handheld counterpart, you were awfully mistaken. The Nintendo 3DS has a new physical game in the works, and it will be releasing somewhere this year. The Recon skin was back in the Epic Games Store a while back, so yeah, OG players of the game were not pleased. EDPP 445 versus Keemstar is a thing apparently. I think Keemstar was trying to unfollowed him or banned him on Twitter or something, and he had a whole rile about it. I don't know what's going on. I just felt like mentioning it for people who like him, or like either or. I don't really care about either or. The Mandalorian Season 2 will now see a lot of new and old faces from the Star Wars universe. Peter McKellen. After the most horrendous mishap, Swamp Thing will finally have a season premiere.
Peter McKellen.
Peter McKellen.
I'll kill him. Just keep going.
Kill him.
Keep going.
The old faces. Peter McKellen.
I'm gonna kill you both.
Peter McKellen.
I swear. Just keep going.
All right.
Yeah, fun.
Filmmaking might become more expensive after the outbreak. CW show Batgirl will have to recast for the main role after the departure of the main role. Was it Ruby Rose? I think
it was Ruby Rose.
Yeah, I'm bad.
Did you say Batgirl?
Batwoman.
You know, honestly, at first I heard.
I haven't watched the show, so I haven't watched the show.
Bad girl. And
I probably said back. I'm
heard
gonna
Batgirl
go back and
from the
re-edit,
show.
and then I'll send you a message. I'm gonna go back and re-edit this, and I'll be like, yeah, I did say Batgirl. You're right.
Like, that's a
Dude,
show.
I'm setting so many people on fire right now, dude. It feels good.
Yeah.
Is this how Nux Tux feels when he gets a bunch of haters, bro? It feels good. Step on a weakling.
I like how you purposely
feel this way.
That's something I never heard before.
Darn it! I should have kept the part where I said CBS.
Peter McKellen.
I'm gonna kill Dusk. I keep hearing him in the back saying Peter. I swear to God.
Peter McKellen. I haven't watched the show, so your feelings towards this topic are welcome. After the most horrendous mishap, Swamp Thing will finally have a season premiere. Dates are still in the air, sadly. I'm actually pretty excited for Swamp Thing. He seems like a really interesting Marvel character.
Ow. Wow.
Wow.
DC character. I'm sorry. I'm joking.
Wow.
All right, New Game Plus Expo virtual gaming convention will showcase 40 games from 14 publishers, including Sony, Atlas, and more. Which leads us perfectly to the tidbit of info. A new Sonic design might be in the works, apparently. And news about this is still shaky, but it's a good bunch of years since Sonic, so he might need a rework. Not too much, like tweak his shoes or something. Like give him some like really good J's or something, but don't change him, you know? Make him yellow. That'll be cool.
You know, just make him not there. That would also be cool.
I'm gonna let you guys talk about this. So Sonic, new Sonic design. How do you feel?
Stop it. Just stop it.
Why?
Like
that's like saying, yo, change Mario. Take away that nigga's mustache.
Yeah,
he
take
don't
away
need it
his
no more.
cap.
He don't need it no more.
Cap. Like,
nah, bro. Give him an actual tux and give him an actual suit.
Make him wake up from his dreams of being a guy who uses mushrooms for powers, and like I give him a job there. That's Mario for.
No, take away his plumbing business, bro. Give him an actual.
Does he even
job.
have a
Exactly. That's what I said.
He does. He does have a plumbing job. He's an actual plumber.
God.
Oh, God.
If you've seen the movie, the live action.
Like the first design,
You
ugly.
don't
The
mention
second
that.
design, not realistic, ugly. It's like stop.
So, guys, let me know how you feel, how you guys in the comments feel about this new ordeal about Sonic getting changed. The 40 games going to be announced at the New Game Expo. I don't know the date for the New Game Expo, New Game Plus Expo Virtual Gaming Convention. I don't know when that's going to drop. I'll probably post it on my Twitter whenever I get information about it. A new CG SpongeBob film about 10-year-old SpongeBob during summer camp is apparently going to make surface soon.
Amazing.
You like that joke? Make surface because they're underwater.
First of all, that's disrespectful as shit.
So yo,
dude, I'm just like CG. What, they can't hand draw it? They can't hand draw that?
It's not even like about that though. It's simply because like at first, like before I found out the creator's last wishes, I didn't really care for it. You know, like to me personally, and I don't know if I'm gonna get flamed. SpongeBob hasn't been the same since the first like 3 seasons, and I feel like that shit should end. Like it's not even like, maybe it's like, I know like I'm growing up and stuff, and I really shouldn't be watching SpongeBob. But every time now when I just see like a SpongeBob episode like pop up, it just annoys the shit out of me because it's just not.
It's like when I saw the freaking new episode of Fairy Odd Parents, I was like, wait, that show's still going.
Yeah, exactly.
Why didn't it end already? I was like, there's a new girl character and she has her own fairies. I'm like, what the frick? How is that
they have
interesting?
to share.
Girl, yeah, no.
They have to share. Oh my gosh, can that show finish?
Exactly.
Like sister or something.
It would be like having the Rugrats still play it this year, and they'll be like 14. I'm like, they're
Wait,
not
isn't that like
Rugrats
his
anymore.
sister or
They're
something?
freaking grown kids.
There,
like what?
There was actually a show, but
I know. It's called Old Grown Ups, and that was weird too. I actually liked it. I actually liked it.
It was horrible.
But altogether, the creator did say he did not want a spinoff. That was his last wishes, and they're going against it. So that's pretty.
But it's not a spin-off though. A spin-off would be like, oh, you have a different character under the water. It's just continuation.
Under the water again.
I don't know though. I don't know, because it's like I don't.
Under the sea. Sorry, my fault. I don't know the difference of body of water. Because under the water. Because the sea isn't water, right? The sea is not water. Is that why? The sea isn't water. Okay.
I'm lost.
Because I said under the water, and he was like, oh, if he says under the water one more time, I'm gonna lose it.
She's still trying to make that freaking SpongeBob joke. Ew.
Anyway, SpongeBob. So it's gonna change the entire timeline of SpongeBob though, because SpongeBob and Patrick met Sandy when she moved in, and they were like grown adults. Right. But apparently, this CGI show is gonna change it, so they knew each other as kids. And I'm just like, that's weird. I don't care. Just let it.
And plus, Mr. Krabs is basically an old man. Why is he a kid?
Exactly.
Why is he a kid?
He should have been like the camp sleuth or something, bro. All I'm just saying, bro, like, kids don't watch TV anymore anyway. Just end it, bro. I mean, like, if you missed out a generation's worth of really good quality cartoons, that's your fault, bro. You're not going to get it back.
You don't need to watch TV.
It's your fault that you were born 10,000 years.
Exactly. It's your fault you were born this year and not last year.
Don't agree with me. Don't fucking agree with me. I don't want to agree with you.
It's your fucking fault. You should have told God when you wanted to be born, dummy.
It's all your fault.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Some people don't even want to be born.
Some people, exactly. It's like, why didn't you pull out, Dad? Why the fuck didn't you pull out?
Okay, here we go.
Lawbreak. I bet Dusk feels like that. Anyway, Lawbreaker's developer thinks that putting his game on
something. You act like I won't kill you guys.
Lawbreaker's developer thinks that putting this game on PS4 rather than Xbox was a mistake. You're a mistake. All I gotta say to that is oof. New Blizzard job listing for what? God only knows. Amazon delays Prime Day, stating that they want to prioritize normalizing deliveries first, get it back to normal so people get their one-day shipping in 1 day instead of 4 days. In addition, they have a new show. Looks really interesting. It's called Homecoming. It's already out on Amazon Prime Videos if you guys want to check it out. It's basically about U.S. Army veterans going back, normalizing their life and reassimilating with society, except there's a plot twist. They are put in a system where they are forced to be volunteers for testing and experiments, and it has gone wrong. It's pretty interesting. The new Valorant. Valorant has a game release date. It is June 2nd. Full game out for free for anybody on PC. But that also means that beta players will have the last week. I think whenever this video goes up, it's already passed.
Wait, pause.
This week, it ends May 26th.
Dude, wait,
Yes,
I don't know anything about Valorant. What's your opinion on it? Because I heard you say it.
It's ugly and it's trying to steal Overwatch's thunder. Yeah, I know. Actually, Overwatch's thunder.
He's mad because he can't play because he doesn't have a PC.
No, I'm not at all. And it's ugly. It's just so like I can stand to look at it. And you know, Overwatch's thunder needs to be stolen, but like Valorant, okay.
All right, I was just a little curious.
He's mad because he doesn't know. He's just mad. He talked about it yesterday because I told him, oh, it's free to play. He was like, oh, free to play for PS4, and I was like, no, for PC. And he's like, oh, I don't care anymore.
That game.
He's just mad. For all people who download Valorant, they're gonna get a new character, a hero, whatever they're called. You're gonna get a new legend. And a new map that beta players have not gotten their chance to play. So this means that beta players have 1 week left to CS:GO their way to a win and get their buddies for that final hurrah. NASA recently stated that cosmic rays show the probability of a parallel universe, and me and Todd had a conversation about that. So that means aliens are real, and I have a female version of me floating in space somewhere. We talked about it. What do we say?
Hope we don't find that.
Imagine an actual intelligent version of Dusk.
Imagine you're jealous because.
Yeah, are we about to start this imagine shit again?
Yeah, dude. Yo, imagine we didn't do this again. Imagine we never did this again.
Imagine us more organized. Imagine us actually following that.
Something's just jealous because he doesn't have a.
I guess we're not gonna put it in, so we're not gonna put in our 5 cents about female parallel universes. CD Projekt Red.
No. Okay. All jokes aside. It's interesting. It's an interesting. Shut your ass up. It's an interesting theory, and you know what? It's not. Well, would you call it a theory?
It's still probability, so I guess it's still theory.
Okay. Yeah, it's an interesting theory, and it's not far fetched. Like, it's not unbelievable, you know.
Especially since we have evidence, yeah.
And there's like evidence that some people won't believe, but you know that they're closed-minded.
It's like, what if God wanted me as a female? Maybe he did that. Well, you don't know.
Yeah. Excuse me?
I'm glad I edited my video.
I was so glad
Somebody would have loved to say it.
Wow. Let's move
on.
When you guys are like, yo, why don't you live stream the podcast? This is why, because I make some very bad jokes I need to cut out sometimes.
Okay, I see. And plus, I'd be stuttering a lot. So that's
sometimes I keep it in. Nah, bro, we're all illiterate. It's fine.
Nah. See, I'm not. No.
Yes, you are.
I feel like Dusk hasn't picked up a book.
I have picked up a book. Actually, over this entire thing, I have picked up a book. I reread the Harry Potter. Well,
as I hear your freaking thumb, if I hear you smashing your controller,
yeah, I was about to say. Like,
I know for sure. I read
my audio's really good. I like those.
So don't even talk to me. I know for a fact I read both book you could buy.
I read 50 books in 2 days. I read 50 books in 2 days. I don't want to hear it.
Okay. And I read Love and War.
I thought you were illiterate.
So you know how in high school, middle school, they made you they had like a freaking reading list or something.
Yeah.
And you had to read a total of 50 books by the end of the year.
No.
So me being me, had to legitimately procrastinate until like the last 2 days. We were legit about to graduate. And I was like, you know what I'm about to do? I'm going to read 50 books in 2 days and handed all my book reports in. So I read 50 books and did 50 book reports in the span of 2 days and handed it in. I brought it to the professor and she looked at it. She was like, wow, you actually did it. Except you did it like a day before graduation. So I can't take this in. I was like, it's fine. And I was like, wow, really?
It was like 70 for the summer. So get on my
70?
Yeah.
You guys don't get to choose how many books you have to read for over the summer?
No, bro. The frick? Freedom of choice? That doesn't exist in this world. What are you talking about?
Guys,
it's an illusion.
I'm confused what that word is.
I lived in New York.
I lived in New York.
Yeah, dude. Because it's funny too, because I was legitimately a college grade. I was a college grade. What is it? It's
AP.
college reading level. I had college reading level anyway. By the time
So
I
that
made it
makes
to like
Same,
seventh grade.
same.
By seventh grade, I had college reading level, and the teachers are like, "Well, why are you here?" I was like, "I don't know."
Yeah.
I don't know.
Cause
I'm on your level 2, okay.
and then you know, and then Corona, and now I have brain deterioration. So my brain.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Now about the best company in the whole
I mean,
world.
granted, it wasn't actual books. It was legitimately just manga. I read 50 manga in 2 days.
You
so.
liar. And I read
You
70 actual books.
Boston.
No.
No,
I did. I split it. I read 10 children's books,
Okay.
and then I read 20 manga, and then I read like 5 actual books.
I just reread the Harry Potter series, the Kane Chronicles, Percy Jackson, and then I read like freaking 30 other documentaries and whatever.
Because you know what my problem is, dude?
Hmm.
I can't read actual books. I read them, and I already know how it's gonna be, or at least I got an idea of how it's gonna be. Because I'm a visualizer, so I see everything I read, and when I do that, I legit see the entire story, and I'm like, I don't want to read anymore. Plus,
How
it's
are you
boring.
supposed to read it?
You read
What do you mean? I don't read any. I read information. I read like information stuff.
I also read it.
I spent more time. I've spent more time learning about the universe than I spent about like reading actual like
I also did
enjoyable
that.
books.
Let's talk about the best company in the world, in the whole wide world. Red Project. Keep it going. Something.
CD Projekt Red now is the most valuable company in EA. I think there was a whole situation about them overtaking EA, so they're like the most valuable company now. Plus, they're the ones making
And
freaking
that's
Cyberpunk. So you know,
I have like all the files.
a recent article stated that we might be seeing the return of old and new Scott Pilgrim games. I don't know how to feel about that because I've never played a single one. The movie was nice though, and the comics.
I didn't even know there was games for it, but the movie and the comics are awesome.
I knew there was a game, but it was like kind of lame. Anyway, I'm joking. Don't burn me. A new PSVR bundle with Iron Man VR and lots of other VR Iron Man goodies in the works. Because of the delay, I think we might get that in 2021. So you know, make sure you check out for that if you guys are interested in Iron Man being Tony Stark. Since we're still in shock, Apollo 13 watch last Saturday, which is today, yesterday, 5/23/2020 with NASA and Scott Kelly. If you watched it, tell me all about it. If you missed it, like me, let's talk about it together. Maneater, a game where you play as a shark and eat people to evolve and become the ultimate predator. Coming out on May 20.
I can talk about that.
21st.
I can.
I want to talk about
that specific game.
Okay.
Yeah,
Take the stage. Take the mic. Just take it.
Maneater.
About Maneater. It's a beautiful fucking game.
He never played it.
I know I haven't played it, but I'm getting it, and I'm excited.
Therefore, I know all about
Fuck
it.
you. You're just gonna have to bleep me a lot.
I'm not bleeping nothing, bro. I don't believe in censorship.
Demonetized.
Right. Anyways,
right, bro. I'd rather have freedom of speech than censorship. All right. I mean, unless it's anti-Christian stuff, then I would censor you.
Fair enough.
Well, I'm making a church, so you can't censor me for that.
Huh? Okay, so
he's getting kicked.
Honestly,
stop.
But no, seriously though, Maneater is actually really interesting, and I was reading up on it. A lot of people who knew about the game Jaws Unleashed is like excited. Actually, not even excited because the game is out. So the people who grew up with Jaws Unleashed love Maneater because it's like better, like it's like Jaws Unleashed but with better graphics and a little bit cartoony, but also majority realistic. And the way that the game is, like, a lot of people for some reason would compare it to like the GTA open world, which it is open, and it's like an RPG as well. So if you played Assassin's Creed Odyssey, imagine that, but as a shark, basically.
Oh.
And also, you know how, have you guys played Hungry Shark World?
Mm-hmm.
You know how like level up, there's like better sharks, and like there's some sharks with like electric abilities and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's another thing that man eater does too.
Yeah, no, I like
it's bigger too.
I played that snake game where you chase a mouse and get bigger. Does that count?
I hate you. I hate you.
Was it worm eater? I think it was worm eater. Yeah.
It was not worm. It was not worm. I don't think that was the name for it.
It's snake. I
don't think. Anyway, I'm basically like man eater. I would recommend, even though I know I haven't played it, but I've seen the gameplay and I've seen
like
people's opinions about it.
Mr. Todd, when you're talking about that other comparison to the game, you're talking about the mobile game, right?
Hungry Shark World.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then if yeah, definitely get that game because that game was pretty cool.
I want exactly. One PS4
for little kids.
Right, but here's the thing though. The game is a lot, like it's even created by co-producers of Rick and Morty. Okay. So the jokes in there and the violence of it is not childish. So don't be worried about it if you don't want to play it because it's too cartoony or anything, because it's not. So that's that.
Okay.
Did you say overrated?
I said cartoon rated. It's
pretty mature. Say overrated.
Mature. MA. Yes. Speaking of Rick and Morty creator, apparently Rick and Morty got canceled.
What? Oh God, that show sucks.
Or people are petitioning to cancel it because there's a whole controversy about something that happened with them. And also, on the topic of Rick and Morty, Solar Opposites, man, have you guys seen it yet? It's pretty interesting. I try to watch the first episode. I'm actually pretty hyped about it. I'm excited.
Solar Opposite, yo, it's so funny.
All right, back to Maneater.
Here's the floor. It's like a little used up and bang, but here's the floor.
I hate you. But anyway, long story short, with Maneater, definitely recommend. That's just it mostly. What's the next one? I think the next one's For Dusk. The next one.
Yeah.
Unless you don't believe in violence like me.
What's the next one?
All right, that's all I have to say about that. I'm not an Omen guy, but for you Razer fiends out there, Razer announced, and depending on the day of recording and release, the Blade Pro 17 with a 300 hertz display option. Can eyes even notice that? I don't know about that, man. Like Blade. Yeah, it's called Blade, bro. Because razors are blade sharp.
Okay.
Wait, no, because blades are razor sharp. I said the joke wrong.
Anyways, so
he's trying to get to his part. I feel like you need to hurry it up.
What's his part?
You said that there's like a part for him.
Oh, dude, that's like later, bro.
What?
I'm not done with the honorable mentions. I told you it's a long one.
Okay, keep going.
All right. This to wrap it up, we're gonna go by. This is gonna be super speed. What's it called? A fast round? No, it's called a
lightning round.
Yes, this is a lightning round of information. I'm not gonna go into anything about this. So, the U.S. finally lets people out of their houses in small bursts. The probability of a cure is rising thanks to everyone's hard work and donations. Thank you to all those Medicare people, the healers, nurses, doctors. Thank you so much for your sacrifice. Thank you, firefighters, all those people who helped out a lot in this time of need, and all those people who couldn't help out physically but helped out with donations and support and positive energy and positive words. Thank you so much for everything. Your hard work is coming in fruition, so we should hopefully go back to the outside and normalize our lives within the next coming year. So before the next coming year. So yeah, thank you guys so much for that. Carly Rae Jepsen dropped a smoky new album out of the blue. Maybe talks of a girl band with you know who. For all those people who, saw the picture of the three, you should know who it is. Bright Memory, an awesome game made by one person using the Unity engine. So game devs out there, it's almost time for a switch up. And lastly, this is out of the flow of what we do here, but I have to put in my 5 cents. People are fighting hard to be let out and go back to normal. And to work to feed their families, but there are some people out there who are so evil that when we finally do get let out, decide to cause mass panic at the mall. My condolences to anyone who was unfortunately there to have to witness the evil of others. I hope everyone is okay and recovering properly, and I hope that this never happens again. All right, that does it for honorable mentions. I told you guys it was a long one. Lots of news dropped in between the episodes, and it wasn't even all of it. There's still some more stuff I gotta mention quickly below, but there's also a lot more stuff that I had to cut out, so I'd make sure that I had air left for the wrap up. Which leads us to the wrap up. We have pyramids are getting super close to Saturn. We have sports talk with Dusk. It was also supposed to be with Dark, but those people don't show up. They're not reliable. Football season, soccer season, end of meat trend, Doja Cat. Take it away, Dusk.
Okay. Sports talk.
Sports talk, Doja Cat. Yeah.
Okay. Sports talk. Let's focus on how they're going to be clearing out stadiums now because of the COVID spread. So it might be pretty weird to see your basketball players chilling, playing video games, playing NBA, basically, what their sport is associated with, and how that's going to keep the sports business rolling and booming. Like, kids and adults still love to see their favorite stars playing video games, but is it enough to keep it going, or does it have to shut down until this is over? And my 5 cents on Doja Cat is she's amazing. You should listen to her, and Candy. So there you go.
Apparently, there's controversy that she didn't show a specific thing, or that she did. I don't know what's it about. Tell me in my comment section.
That's gonna bring a little bit of conflict. Because
and about like time of her album, she shows it.
No, because by the time you post something, we're a little bit behind the cancel of Doja Cat.
She got canceled.
Trend. Yeah, she's getting canceled because apparently she in one of her songs she was making fun of African Americans' death or some shit like that, and she appeases quote unquote appeases white men. So
she's getting canceled. She's getting canceled. They're my 5 cents. She's dishonorable.
Right, I got you. You. I'm not gonna let you get flack.
I'm kidding, guys. Don't blame me.
People are really, really sensitive about her this time.
That's up to you. People interested in Civilization is free on the Epic Game Store until May 29th. Destiny TWAB. Okay, this is Destiny talk. I actually wanted everybody to be here because I wanted to hear everybody's opinion, especially people who played the game and haven't been like MIA for like a month, 4 months, 8 months. Because this is actually really interesting. Like, there's actually a lot of stuff that I wanted to hear everybody say about this. So Destiny released a TWAB, depending on when this video goes up, 2 weeks ago. No, a week ago. Destiny released a TWAB about talking about reload perks getting legitimately halved. Trying to boost up low use perks, archetype changes, items leaving at the end of the season, loot changes like weapon drop rosters, and a lot of other stuff. If you guys who are interested, if anyone watching the podcast wants to hear more information on the recap of changes that were announced since the beginning of Season 10, Houndish made a video on the May 23rd. He made a video about talking about, he legitimately combined all the Bungie TWABs, all the changes that are going to happen in Season 11 and 12. He made a video dedicated to all those changes that were released in the TWABs throughout Season 10. If you guys want to catch up to everything that's going to happen in the future of Destiny, check out his video. It's the most recent one that was made on May 23rd, or not the most recent one anymore, depending on when this video goes up. And Astrocross makes a lot of updates for every time a new TWAB drops. So if you guys definitely want to catch up on that, figure out what's going on with the Destiny things, because there's a lot of stuff happening. A lot of things are going to be changing. So if anyone hasn't played Destiny in a while and comes back around Season 11 and 12, and they're wondering what the frick is going on, definitely check those guys out, because they're going to help you to stay up to date with everything new in Destiny. But back to the TWAB talk. Apparently reload perks are getting completely halved because Bungie thinks that they're taking control. They're not making the game choice anymore. So, and it's leading to a lot of perks being unused because people are only looking for roles that have reload perks in them. So Bungie's going to completely change the way reload perks work. So that means Rampage. No, it wasn't Rampage. What was the one where you
Outlaw.
Outlaw? Yeah. So Outlaw is going to get halved instead of a 9-second reload speed. It's going to go up to about 10 to 12 seconds, and it's not going to work the way it used to anymore. The other perk, Rapid Hit, Feeding Frenzy, they're getting halved. So Feeding Frenzy is going to work on a killed basis now. Instead of 2 kills, instead of 1 kill giving you fast reload, you need at least up to 5 kills to get the maximum reload speed, maximum reload animation for it. So they're going to cut that by halves. But in turn, they are giving other perks like dynamic sway, stronger kill potential. So that's pretty good. In terms of archetype changes, bows are going to be a little more relevant in PvE. I think it was scout rifles are going to be giving a little more love and stuff like that. So that sounds really interesting. Bunch of stuff, seasonal items and weapons and stuff that you can grind for it. Seasonal events are going to be ending soon. So if you guys still need to do those bunkers, if you guys still need to do those Grandmaster Nightfalls, if you guys still need to do those Legendary Lost Sectors, you should do it before the season ends, because once the season ends, those guns are going away. And Seraph weapons are going away as well. So get them while they're still here. In terms of loot changes, there's Bungie released in the TWAB that because there's a lot of weapons in Destiny, they're going to be doing a little bit of a shift of the world drops that you get. So they made an entire list of the weapons that you can get next season, season 11, and they're going to switch it out with other weapons. So in terms of what I'm talking about here, so they made a list of the weapons that you can grind for season 11 based on previous seasons. So you can still get Uriel's Gift, but you can't get, let's say, you can't get Hawthorne Shotgun to drop anymore because there's so much loot in terms of loot pool, and they need to add the new loot for this season to become a regular world drop. So if you guys understand what I'm talking about, there's a roster of weapons that you can get and can't get anymore, and they're just going to keep swapping it every season. So if you guys still want to get your Waking Vigil and stuff to drop randomly in the world, get it now, because it's going to go out of the loot pool once we get to season 11. In terms of everything else, yeah, there's a bunch of news that's going to keep dropping until we get to season 11. So I'll keep you guys up to date every time we do a podcast, or I'll retweet it on my Twitter. But definitely check out Houndish's video. It's really interesting. It catches you up a lot just in case you miss something. Astrocross does daily videos with Destiny 12, Destiny news, and weapons to make competitive PvP even more annoying. All right. Other news: Fire Force Season 2 just announced a trailer on Crunchyroll, on the Crunchyroll YouTube channel, and 9 other blazing animes to watch as well in the summer list that look really interesting. Check out VinnyTube for the full list of summer 2020 anime that's dropping this season. Some of them look really interesting. Some of them might be more of a acquired taste kind of anime. So if you guys want to see what's going to drop, the top tier list of what's going to drop, because I'm pretty sure a lot more are dropping this summer. And of course, he talks about some of the delayed animes as well. So it's a sad life, but YouTube changing the position of the comments section. Can we talk about that for a second? Because that really
he says it, but I always keep scrolling down. So like, no thank you. Yeah.
Which is funny because Jax Spadici talked about it in one of the recent freaking meme time videos. He was like, because somebody posted a meme of it on freaking on his Reddit, and he was like, yeah, why the frick did they do that? Like, I understand they did that because, you know, you get more people now, you can have a longer list of suggested videos, so more ad revenue for YouTubers, especially in this time of need. So YouTube did it as a way of helping, you know, channels get revenue.
So weird. Yeah, but I got used to it though.
Like,
You get used to it, in my opinion.
Yeah, if you get used to it.
Yes, and in Avatar Talk, somebody on I think it was AD something, a YouTube channel that makes concept trailers, released an Avatar live action concept trailer for Netflix, because Netflix did announce that they're making a Avatar live action series, so it's going to be pretty wild. I'm actually interested to see it because they talked a lot about respecting the core, respecting the material, and not making it different. Like, they're looking for characters that legitimately match the characters in the anime as much as possible. And I'm actually pretty interested in seeing how that's going to turn out. The live action trailer does look really sick too. I almost believed that it was the real one until I saw concept trailer, and I was like, oh shit, oh damn, I was going to spread it. So yeah, in terms of news, I'm pretty sure that wraps up the list of episode 3 news. So yeah, if you guys have anything last words you want to say
Thanks
before we
guys
wrap
for
up.
being here.
You know?
Stay safe during this sad and time.
And on my real talk though, I feel like it works better with us 3 than it does with the other 2. Like I want the other 2 for more of, like, just their opinion, but
It's
I
fine.
kind of like this.
Thanks
This is
so
nice.
much.
I mean, I'm just glad we have coffee. You know? Dusk is a plus. Dusk is a plus. Dusk is a plus. We're like,
Yeah.
look at his mic freaking freezing out again. Look at that. He has this on speaker. That's why it's
Yeah,
not
I
working.
can-
That's why it's freaking lagging like that.
My freaking one of
Anyway,
my
yeah.
audio thingy on my phone is broken. So
Oh, that explains a lot then.
classic me.
So you were the one doing all the freaking freezing and clipping that I had to edit out in the freaking last episode. Anyway, yeah. So this was nice having you guys here. I feel like this should be like the main 3 that we have, and everybody else is just like a guest star or something, like a plus.
My nose is running.
Because they don't talk anyway, and then Dark needs to fix his freaking mic. So
Like, I kid you not, bro. When I was showing it to a friend of mine, they're like, "Who the fuck has that terrible mic?" I was like, I don't speak for them.
Right, exactly. This man says like, "Oh, I got 2 monitors, but you got like no good mic, bro." Word?
Yeah.
Is that the society we live in?
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So that'll do it for this Ice Lab Studio podcast video, episode 3. Smash that like button if you guys definitely want to see more. Hit us up on our socials. I'll put the link in the description, so everybody send me your socials so I can put it in the description. Subscribe to the Breakfast Project channel and be part of the community. Something bigger, something better, something beautiful. I'll catch you guys next week. Lost.
Bye.
Out.
Bye.